Something completely different from beekeeping. As I said before, it's winter time and I've been trying to get a few jobs done. So one of the jobs I've got involved in is sorting this out. Basically, this is the heat pump, or what they call a secondary heater that goes in my car. And I want to tell you the story because I just want to prove that you can do it. So I knew this pump was faulty. So, and I've had the glow plug changed in one before because there's a glow plug. What it is, it's a preheater that, because my car runs on very efficiently, it's a 1.9 TDI, which means turbo diesel injection. It doesn't use much heat and the engine runs very cool when it's running. Well, it runs warm, but it takes a long time to get hot. So the idea is that this preheater kicks in the winter to help it make the car more efficient quicker, and it stops the engine wearing. Because if you imagine you're driving a car hard when it's really cold, like 1, 2, 3 degrees and below freezing, the engine is taking a long time to warm up, and it sometimes takes like 15, 20 minutes of hard driving. So this thing kicks in, and basically it's a little burner. There's a burner inside there, and it fires vaporized diesel into here, and then the water comes in there and out there. And then the water is heated and it helps warm the engine up really quickly. This side's got the exhaust and that side's the air intake. So it's a pretty simple piece of kit, and it's actually an Ibersparker heater, if that's what I should say. That's what it is. So it's a fantastic little thing, but it just didn't work. So I had the previous one I had the glow plug change, and it made no difference. So I bought one on eBay. You can see it's a bit of an epic story. I bought one on eBay. Got the garage guy just to change it because I thought, just do that. And then basically the one on eBay doesn't work. But what does that do? It gives me time to get this one sorted out. So I stripped it down. I cleaned it all out. The inside was dirty. The gauze burner was dirty. And I found also that the wiring here was completely broken. Here's the old clip. So basically it was all worn out there. So what I did was I redid that. And how I did it was I ordered this new joint to be connected to the other side. That's to the male part on the car. Initially, I tried to get these out by using this little key that I bought on eBay as well. But it's just so fiddly, and basically, by the time you've got them out, you virtually wreck this. So I bought a new coupling, and I've redone the wires that were faulty. It's not perfect, but for me, that's pretty good. It just shows what you can do when you've got a little bit of time. It takes a while, but it's done now. I've actually got some heat seal plastic as well. So after I've put the joints together and soldered them, I've then put a heat shrink over the top, and that should redo it. Then I'm going to wrap all this in self-amalgamating tape, which is going to protect it. So this is now as good as a new piece of kit. It's got a new joint there. It's had the burner cleaned out. It's got a new burner gauze. Everything else is serviced on it, and I'm hoping when I put it back in, it'll work, because the weather's bound to get a lot colder between now and then. Luckily, it's been fairly mild. But the problem with these units is, if they go wrong, they tend to pump out huge clouds of white smoke when you're at the traffic lights, and it's not very good for the environment, and it doesn't look very good pollution-wise either. So obviously, that had to be fixed, but it just shows you can do it yourself, and it's not that difficult. Sometimes you think there's a mountain ahead of you, and you just get on with it, and you can sort these problems out. It just depends how you go about it. But I went to my garage. They're not very keen on spending hours and hours. They're just basically part changers. They love to buy parts in and fit them and charge you to make on the part, like brake pads, like all the other little bits that you have done on a regular service, like oil, like anything. But when it comes to doing something really mechanic-minded, or that's something that might actually take a little bit of time, I'm just finding myself that a lot of people aren't like that these days. They just rather would change it. But it doesn't say much about my particular garage, which is here. But the long and the short of it is, I've done it, and you can do it. It just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of patience, and you can do these things. So all I've got to do now is swap the old unit out, put this new unit back in its place, and hopefully, bingo, it should be away, because everything is up to spec. Just shows what you can do when you have to. Cheers for now.